Hey Freedom Family, this is Mark, and I am so glad that you're here at _Freedom for Life _, where we give you the tools, the truth, and the knowledge to take you from where you're at to where you're called and created to be. And I am so excited about today's conversation because today I'm going to share with you a secret weapon that every successful person has to change their thinking from overwhelming negativity to life-changing positivity. So let's get started, shall we? And as we're getting started, as always, would you do me a favor and become a part of the Freedom Family by subscribing? And don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you can be a part of every conversation that we're having. And if you can hit the like button, let me know that there's something that we're talking about that's resonating with you. And speaking of talking, in the comments down below, if there's something you want to have a conversation about, if there's a topic you want to tackle, man, that's what we're here for. Put it down below so we can do it together. And speaking of down below in the description, you'll find the links to our Facebook and our Instagram page. Check those out. Here's the truth that you need to know about thinking and negative thinking. It came from a class of mine that I was taking when I was understanding and learning programming, computer programming. The teacher had this phrase, it was this: garbage in, garbage out. What he meant by that was if the way that you're programming is bad, then your result's going to be bad. And what we find in negative thinking and stopping it is this: sometimes the thing we need to stop is what we're feeding ourselves. So the first truth you need to know about negative thinking is this: it comes from somewhere, and we think it comes from the inside of us, but sometimes it comes from what we watch, what we see, what we're involved in. I know it doesn't happen in your life, but in my life, if I turn on the TV, sometimes it could be negative. Sometimes it could actually change my mood and my attitude because what's happening outside there affects what's happening inside here. And I don't know what your social media accounts look like, but sometimes people can rant. Sometimes people can go on Instagram and Facebook and they just want to share all the pain they got on the inside. Do you know that that can have an effect on you? So the first truth I want to give you, this tool to take away, is this: maybe you want to start to minimize what you feed yourself in that area. The things that you listen to. And the honest truth is, maybe some of the people you listen to as well. I don't know if you have them, but sometimes we have these negative Nellies in our lives, these hopeless Henrys, right? These doubting Debbies, these people who always seem to want to see the bad of what's happening in life. Do you know the company you keep will be the person you become? And so I would say this: not only examine what you're feeding yourself as far as your entertainment, but maybe the company you're keeping. I'm not saying get rid of your family. I'm not saying, hey, don't have your mom and dad in your life anymore. But the more I minimize the negative input, the less I see negative thinking in my life. Here's the truth: if you change your language, you're going to change your life. What you recite, you become. And you typically recite what you're around. So you change your input, you'll change your thought life and change the things you think about and the way you're thinking. The second tool I'd give you is this. It's two things. It's focus and perspective. Sometimes we think our mind is just running on automatic. But the truth is that you can actually understand and pay attention to the things that you're thinking. And in paying attention to them, having a focus on them, you're able to see what you say to you. I can't change a thought that I'm not aware of, and I can't stop something that I'm not aware is happening. And so the first thing is this: focus. Hey, when life is happening, or your boss comes to you for an assignment, or your wife, your girlfriend, your neighbor is talking to you, what way are you thinking? What are the things that you're thinking about? What are the thoughts that are going through your head? What you focus on is the thing that'll change your thinking. I don't know if you know this, but what I found out in my life was this: if a challenge comes up, I can focus on one of two things, but I can't focus on both of them. I can either focus on the problem, the challenge, the issue, or I can focus on the solution. Do you know that you can't focus on two things at once? And do you know that it's your choice which one you choose to focus on? There's some people that I've learned from, and they have this awesome habit. What they say is this: I have a 5-minute rule in my life. Whatever problem comes up, whatever challenge, whatever issue, whatever struggle, I give myself 5 minutes to think about it, to rant, to rave, to be angry, to be sad, to be upset. I give myself 5 minutes, and at the end of that 5 minutes, now all of a sudden I have permission to think on the solution and leave the problem behind. So it's not just focus, hey, what am I thinking about on an ongoing basis, but perspective. Where do I choose to place my thoughts? Your thoughts are things that you get to control. They don't control you. So if I focus on my solution, I'll focus on the things that I desire. And I'm going to give you this tool straight out of Life Mastery. Do you know that you can actually prime yourself by thinking about positive things? And so I'll give you a tool to help you to gain more muscle in thinking positively and thinking about solutions and the good things in your life. At the end of today, before you go to bed, 3 things. Name 3 things in your life from this day that were positive. 3 things that you saw that were like, oh man, I love the flowers, or that was a great relationship we had, or wow, that cup of coffee was amazing. It doesn't matter how big or small they are. What matters is the repetition, the muscle you're building in your mind that says there are positives all around me if I would just see them, right? It's the smell the flowers concept. But it's a truth that science shows what I think about, I become. And the way I think determines how my thought life is lived out. Stopping negative thinking, part of it is what muscles am I building and using on an ongoing basis. 3 things today. If you do it at the end of the day, if you make a habit out of it just for a month, let's see if at the end of 30 days your thought life isn't something more amazing than you would have imagined. And here's the third truth for you. It's this word called repetition. Remember, I told you for 30 days, think of positive things. Here's the truth that science shows us. Repetition builds our life. It builds the muscles, it builds our thoughts, it builds our actions. So repetition is the key, but it really comes down to this. It's building a lifestyle. Building a lifestyle that finds solutions, not problems, that brings positive outlooks, not negative, that gives you the life that you desire. And so it's really coming down to this. What are you thinking on? What are you saying? What are you listening to? And what company are you keeping? And last but not least, what are you doing to feed yourself? Here's what I believe about you. This is what I believe to be true. You are meant to have an impact on the world more than the world having an impact on you. You're meant to be a person of influence simply by walking into a place, whether it's your home, whether it's your job, whether it's your grocery store, whether it's walking down the street or going to the gym. You are meant to have a life of impact, and an impact that changes the world for the better. And the truth is this, my thinking will determine who I am will determine my influence will determine my world. And I know this about you even if you don't know it about yourself. There's an impact that you're going to have as you continue to grow. I know this because you're part of the Freedom family and you are created for something different. And I'm just going to encourage you. Walk towards the things that you have in your life that are created for you, including having a perspective that brings life and health and well-being and pleasure and love and joy and all the things that everybody wants and you want also. You've got it on the inside of you, and the world needs that part of you. So negative thinking stops today. Walking towards the life that you have starts with this. Where am I at in my thought life? And how can I get to the place I'm created to be? You've got it in you, and I am so excited to see it come to pass. And by the way, I'm Mark, and you are at _Freedom for Life _, and we are glad you're here, where we give you the tools, the truth, and the knowledge to go from where you're at, in your thinking or anywhere else, to where you're called and created to be. Do me a favor, man. I want you to be a part of the Freedom family, so would you subscribe? And would you hit that notification bell? Because whether it's stopping negative thinking or any other kind of conversation we're having, they're here for you. So hit that notification bell so you don't miss out any other conversations. Hit the like button. Let us know that something's resonating. And speaking of conversation, in the comment below, hey, give us an opportunity to have that topic on screen that you desire to hear about. We want to have that conversation with you. And in the description below, believe it or not, we have social media accounts. So Facebook and Instagram, you can see the links to our pages down below. Go check out what we're doing out there. And don't forget to do this. Freedom family, dominate your day.